Hey everybody, I am back with another celebrity. We are going to take a look at Wendy Williams. She's definitely been in the news a lot lately, so we're going to look at her energies. One thing that I do know is that I did Wendy Williams messages probably somewhere around the time that she had fainted with the Statue of Liberty. Yeah, you got it. And I was feeling inside of that message that there was a decision that she needed to make for Aquarius season, which was a few months away. And it felt like she needed to retire. I'm doing the messages now. I am in Aquarius season, and I got some of the same messages. There's a retiring and a resting that is needed. Yeah. So you know how we do in life. We are our most innocent self, probably until about 10 and under, 12 and under. And then we kind of repeat the same patterns over and over again, trying to fight our own monkey, trying to fight the things that we copied, the replicas. We continue to fight our own demons. That is created or learned. Why I'm saying this, I don't know. Maybe because I finished one of my last, I did a soulmate workshop, and we got to our last class yesterday. It was amazing. If you guys want to be a part of my workshops, please let me know. I do them one-on-one, and I also do them as a group. But it felt like that moment that I wanted to say that because the decision wasn't made. She didn't do it. She didn't stop. She didn't retire. She didn't transition. And it's the same message again. And it'll be here. And it'll be here until the tower comes or until you become the fool and walk into your purpose and destiny. So the oracle card I have for her is perfect timing. Of course it's perfect timing. This card's been popping up a lot. I did some oracle messages this morning for my clients, and this is the card. This card has been popping out. And yes, it's time for what? It's time for change. This is like the same message that I got a year ago. This is amazing. Yes, Wendy, it's time. You have stayed past your ending. That's how it feels. And that happens a lot too. You know, when people get a position and it's just hard for them to leave, and it's time to transition. And I believe that this is physical too. Usually I would say you never know how it looks, but this one feels so physical to me. It's time for you to move on. It's time for you to transition into some other things. It's time for you to retire one life and pick up another one. It is time to transition. You're being called to transition. It's like it's time to go. It's time to go, Wendy. Oh, wow, I just heard a mom voice when I said that. It's time for you to do some abandoning. It's time for you to walk away. It's time for you to move away from certain things that's going on. Could be a possible Scorpio she needs to move away from, but I just think that this is time for her to release her old life. Yeah, I do. It's time. Yeah, that's all I keep hearing. It's time to go, Wendy. It's time to go. It's time to make that change. And I just heard Michael Jackson. I'm gonna make a change for once in my life. Just heard that. It's gonna feel real good. It's gonna make a difference. Yeah, it's time. It's time to walk away from all of these lies. Now I feel pain. Now I feel hurt. At first it was just a whisper and the whisper of let's go. It's time to go. It's time to move. It's perfect timing. It's time to transition. It's time to abandon some situations, and what we need to abandon is these lies. We got to get away from this lying, Wendy. No more lying. No more living in this deception. no more of this fraud, fake living. It's time for us to get to truth. It's time for us to get away from the lie. What is the lies? What is the lies? She's living a lie. Some type of lie she's living. The decision is made already. No. She knows what she has to do. She's having a hard time doing something. She's having a hard time moving to another place in life, stage in life. She cannot accept where she is about to go. She can't accept what she needs to do next. She knows that it's time. Stop faking, stop lying, stop cheating yourself out of more. Stop cheating yourself out of this moment. It's time to go. Yeah. It's time to make change. What type of changes does she need to make? It's time to commit. It's time to commit to a new place, a new season, a new life. It's time. Yeah, it's time. What does that look like? What is that? Oh, she knows. I say she knows. High priestess say, you know. We're calling you. And I just heard, we're calling you higher. We're calling you to a different place. It's time for you abandoning. It's time for you to abandon the lies. It's time for you to move forward. You have this Virgo energy all around her. It's time for her to abandon a Virgo. It's time for her to make some type of movement. No more lies. The decision is made. It's time for you to go. She knows it too. Yeah, she knows it. I don't know why I'm taking so much time right there. But I feel so peaceful where she's going. Feels good. That's amazing. Yeah. Okay. So, we're going to move forward from that. What's going on right now? Wendy's energies is talking about time. This is number 2. Time. It's time. It's time for you to release and face the truth of something. It's time. She's walking into a truth. She's walking into reality. Maybe that's what this is all about, this retirement feeling that I'm getting. Maybe it's coming out of the fake to live in a real reality of something. There's a reality that she needs to live in. Like this is not real. There's a lot of lies on this side of the line. And you need to come on over here. And it's time for you to do that. This is perfect time. And again, this is a special time. You can mentally release. You don't have to do this anymore. It's time for you to live in the truth. What is that truth? What is that? What is this truth? It may not be fair, but it's purpose for her to live in another way, in another life where there's no fighting, there's no injustice, it's nothing coming up against her. She don't want to do this. Even though it's time, she don't want to do this. She does not want to stop doing something. She wants to keep the action going and going and going until the day she dies. until she feel like she can rest. She can't release something. She's having a hard time releasing something. Why you don't want to do this? It's perfect timing for you to transition. Why you don't want to do this? Just don't want to walk away from what hurts. Sometimes we are like that. Now it hurts me so much, but I gotta make it better. I gotta get something good out of it. I gotta keep fighting it. I gotta keep talking about it. It's like sometimes you just hate something so much until you realize how much you love it, or until you realize how much you're addicted to it. There's a place in her life, it's a rock. And it's filled with hard things, and it's just a rock. And there's so much madness a part of this rock, a part of this situation. It's this boulder of bull. It's a boulder of so much pain, hurt, betrayal. It is so much in this boulder of rock. And she doesn't want to disconnect from it. It's called my life, but it's not her life anymore. She just can't release it. She just cannot walk away from her stuff. She can't walk away from that life. There's no life outside of this rock. It's like, how do you tell me that my entire life is not my life no more? How do you tell me that? Over 5 decades. How could you tell me, I don't know how old she is. How could you tell me that that's not my life anymore? And how in the world is spirit keep telling me to go somewhere else when there's nowhere else to go? Where else do I go? This is my life. She's in the second half of her life. And it's time to make movements. This is the last half. And she has the other half sitting on top of her foot, her leg. How could she remove that boulder of rock when it was her life, and it is her life? So she doesn't want to move, because that rock gonna break apart. It's gonna turn into pieces of rock and little pieces of rock. It's going to be crushed. That's exactly what needs to happen. That idea of that life needs to be crushed. And it's being crushed. And she's still holding on to it. Addicted to something that she hates. Addicted to a life that no longer exists. Come forth, make this transition. Some things must die. You must move forward. We are calling you higher. We are calling you to release this boulder of rock. But she's constantly putting action towards it. Action and action and action. What action? I got tired right there. I know she's tired. The action of holding on, fighting with all her life for the life that doesn't exist anymore. Oh my goodness, I've been here. I've been here. Sure, some of you been here. When a major life change has happened. Major. So much so that that life is canceled and it can never be the same again. And you've been living it, that's all you know. You feel homeless. You feel like that there's no place for you on earth. Think about living a life day in and day out, knowing, emotionally connected to certain things, spiritually involved in a certain life, and you're consistent with certain habits and lifestyles, and that person is there. That person is always there. They are your life. And for that person to be removed in any kind of way, Your life is not your life. You homeless. And there's a hole in your heart because you're lost. You know, they say it only takes us 21 days to embrace and adapt to a habit. What do you do when you've been with something or been in a lifestyle for life? 50 years is a life. And she studied putting action and trying to hold on tightly to this old life that does not exist. It's not the reality. And in some parts, it makes me feel like it never was a reality. And that's why a lot of us get to this point, because we did not evaluate our life when we were in it, and we believe whatever it was supposed to be. Like, this is what it is. Every day, this is what it is. This is what it is. And if you're not healing, and if you're not in counseling, and if you're not doing spiritual check-ins, and then you will end up living decades of lies, or decades of secrets, or decades of closing yourself off to certain angles of your life. You become isolated and believe what you want it to be. She's constantly putting action in to hold on tight to this life, and it's time to let it go. Close the chapter, let it go. And she's going to keep pushing action on this old life until she comes to this Four of Swords. This Four of Swords is the only thing that's going to slow her down. The only thing. The only thing. When this happens and she has no choice, that's the only way. And she keeps kicking that rock. And she's going to keep putting action in this old life. That's her intentions, to keep touching this old life until she just got to fall out and lay out. Until she's unconscious, until she's at rest, until she's at peace, until she can't even get up no more with her sword. This lady is going to keep moving and fighting to the end. And it's already the end. That's what's so delusional about it. It's already the end. Imagine people running a race and running to the finish line, and somebody gets to the finish line. The race is over. It feels like a movie I saw before. The race is over, and they're still running off the track into the grass and in the woods and to the street and down through the town and the neighborhood. It's like the race is over. I'm still running. And the only thing that's going to stop is when something outside of her stops her. Yeah, wow. You got the Cancer in reverse. This Chariot stops. That was so sad right there. My God. That was so sad. That was so sad, y'all. Because I just thought of like an accident. Just this lady just galloping on this horse and just going and going and going. The race is stopped. She constantly going and going and going. And the truck is coming in. You can see the horses lift their legs up to brace themselves to stop this impact. She gonna do this thing till wheels fall off. But why is it here today? This is another warning. This is another warning. She's going to do this to the end. She's going to put this action in, and she's going to hold on tight to this old life until she just can't move. Until she can't talk no more, until she can't hear no more, until she can't see no more, think no more, until she can't touch and move her limbs. She has an agenda. To stay in a life that's pushing her out. Hmm. Oh yeah. That Six of Cups comes out in reverse on top of this chariot saying, no, you cannot make us do this. You cannot go back. This is a transition of this world. It feels like she's been having these dreams already. Constantly beating and beating and beating on a door, kicking a rock, feet bleeding, hands bleeding, nails popping off, beating and beating and beating, trying to get into a place where she cannot go. And the angels are saying, now, let's go. And she's constantly beating, scratching, and kicking on this old life. And she's going to put that action in and going to hold on tight to this old life until it knocks her down. That's what she's passionate about. Running this thing to the end. She has pre-planned her ending. She has planned her ending. She's planned it. She's planned how she's going to end that life. The plan is already there. I'm going to keep going until I get all of this out, tell all of that, write all of that, do my... It's like you living and writing your own eulogy. No, I had to digress again because I've been there. I remember I actually burned the papers of someone, and I was ready to be finished and close a chapter, and this person had to get up out of me. And I had made my declarations, and I said, this is it, and I released, and I moved forward. I began to live, and I even wore my funeral clothes, all black, dressed in all black like my homie. I'm gonna try to find a picture and I'm posting in community posts. But I was fully dressed for the funeral, for this spiritual funeral of releasing my past. I was dressed for it. And as I was on my way to make that symbolic stance of release, that person was actually there when I got there. Craziest thing, right? All right, I got that out of me. Hey, if you want to get healed, do your gift. You do your gift, you get healed. Because this is so healing. I don't know what that has to do with her. But that's what she's doing. How does she feel about the show? She doesn't want to do the show anymore. She doesn't want to do it again. She has new ideas. I'm happy to hear that she has new ideas for something. She does not want to do that show anymore. What's the new ideas that you have? What's the new ideas? Becoming the author of her life. Taking control. She has an idea to get in control of her life, have authority over her life. And it's happening too. Feels like she want to do nothing. Maybe that's just a stage of the process of taking authority over her life. And new ideas to take charge and do nothing. That's weird. Feels like she want to take charge and do nothing. That's how it go. I also feel like she want to help people too. still want to talk. Makes sense to me. But in a different way. She still want to connect to people. And that's the victory right there. This is what you need to do. This is it. Some type of... She has a new idea where she can have authority and leadership over her life, still connect to others, but in a different way. It's almost like a what not to do class. Like, welcome everybody. Let's tell you what not to do. That's going to be healing for her too. Let's see. Oh, and then I just feel the people around her, oh, they don't want this. And that's that talk again about ending things. This might be her personality. I'm going to do this, and that, then I'm done. Finish the end. I came with an idea. I'm going to do this, and that, done. Finish the end. It feels like she wants to do something on a smaller, financially smaller, just something totally different and down to earth. Of course, the people don't want her to do it. People are talking her out of leaving. One day they're not going to be able to do it because she needs to leave. Because when she gets this authority of her life and she gets back connected to people, these are selected people. It's almost like she has a new idea to take control, to find her tribe, so she can give them what she never had and warn them and alert them and help them. She will feel victory once she can do that. Is this another show? Is this I don't know what this is. I did hear her say something about wanting to teach. But this feels a little bit different. It feels a little more, it feels bigger than that. It's an intimacy in here. Then once again, she says she's done. All right, so we can always come back and check again. How does she feel about Kevin? She's still confused on how to deal with him. Kevin is her life. She's still confused on how to deal with him. She is still in conflict on how to handle Kevin. Yeah, she is. She's still in conflict on how to release him. She's still in conflict on how to handle him. She's still in conflict about what happened. He is her life, and she's still conflicted about her life. Let's see something real quick. Yeah, still not sure. She's mad at him, but she still wants him, even if it's just a friend. How does she feel about Method Man? There's feeling a lot of bitterness coming out. That's the energies I've been feeling around her stories for Method Man. But she blames him for some of her toxic things that she was doing. She blamed him for something. She's angry at him. There's more than just a one-night stand. She has an anger towards him. Maybe she liked him. They got unfinished business spiritually. What is this unfinished business? She's very angry at him. She blames him for something. I don't know. What is this unfinished business? I don't know. Maybe it's just part of her displacement. I don't have anything that he did. But I have her angry at him and holding him responsible, feeling like they have some unfinished business. They have no purpose towards each other. But why? He must have really did some good talking. Because she makes me feel like he let her down. She really makes me feel like he did her wrong, or he let her down, or he didn't keep a promise or something. I get her. I don't know. It's the weirdest thing. Did she actually think she was gonna be with him? She had that other vibe, that other woman side chick vibe right there. This is her feelings towards him. Definitely could have some displacement up in this one, because we don't have an idea. She's looking at him like she's angry at him. She's angry at him. She's frustrated at him. Hey, this level of anger doesn't fit these cards. I can tell you that. Maybe it's just a man that told her some sweet things, told her that she was a great person, that she was a beautiful person, and told her that if he could, he would. Maybe that's the first time she heard that from someone outside of her husband. I don't know. But it doesn't match. I think there's some displacement here. And I feel like the judgment on him is too harsh. I feel like this is her judgment towards him. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's what I have. This is our Wendy Williams check-in. All right. Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.